editor Jackson was following all of that for us and sent this analysis.
I thought this was a very convivial debate, especially when you consider the presidential debates that we've seen over the course of the last 3 election cycles. This was a much more kind of civilized affair, much more policy-focused as well. Throughout the debate, the two men had very different styles. Tim Walz, who we were told was nervous going into tonight, certainly looked a bit more nervous at the beginning of the debate. He was scribbling things down furiously whenever JD Vance was speaking and was looking at him when he wasn't writing. JD Vance also looking at Tim Walz when Walz was speaking. Of course, that a very different tack to what the person at the top of the Republican ticket did. But it otherwise was quite a friendly kind of match. They agreed with each other quite a bit, but I'm told from a source inside of the JD Vance camp that was a tactic that they used to try to unnerve Tim Walz to basically they thought he was going to be coming out as some kind of Trump attack dog, but rather they had him as the kind of all together and, put together the Midwestern man as well. And that kind of was hoping that it would throw him off of his game. But it was definitely a shaky couple of first few questions for Tim Walz. By comparison, JD Vance looked very, very composed, very confident. He, of course, has been in this kind of arena many times before, albeit not at this level. And it was a stronger 20 minutes onwards from Tim Walz, who got more confident once they started talking about things that related to his constituents in the Midwest as well. But it must be said, Vance clearly much more confident in these kind of artificial environments, TV interviews and debates. He's much more confident and much more together in those kind of environments, whereas Tim Walz does much better when he's on the ground interacting with people in real life scenarios, for example. So there was a one moment where when the friendliness kind of slipped, and that was towards the end when the question about the threat to democracy was brought up, and JD Vance said that he refused to say whether he believed that Donald Trump had lost the election in 2020, and instead said that Kamala Harris was a threat to democracy for seemingly trying to censor people and use big tech to censor people as well. That was the one moment where things started to fray slightly somewhat towards the end. But otherwise a very kind of evenly matched debate. Arguably, just for confidence alone, you could potentially say that JD Vance came out on top in this one.
Well, now to